Welcome to the Dirty Heifers podcast. Soap making, small business, and so much more. Let's get dirty. Hey y'all, welcome back to the Dirty Heifers podcast, where three soap makers talk business, life, and everything in between. I'm Margaret from Warm and Fuzzy Soapery, and as always, I am joined by my two fabulous co-hosts, Jessie from Country Lather Soapworks and Shauna from Bawana Bath & Body. Today we have a very special guest, a fellow New Yorker, TikTok queen, podcast host, teacher of all things social media, and genuinely one of my favorite creators to follow, Helen, Polise, also known as the Muthership. You've probably seen her tutorials on TikTok where she makes editing look easy and inspires creators of all ages to level up their content. She's also a cancer survivor, a new grandma, and she somehow manages to run two podcasts, yours truly with Helen and Julie, and the Socialize podcast, as well as her job as a director. We're going to talk about creativity, resilience, and how to get your audience to actually engage with your content and not just scroll past it. And of course, we'll kick things off with our favorite warm-up, the word of the week, which I feel like I'm kind of taking it easy on you this week because...
You gonna take it easy on
me? You made this podcast sound very organized. I wasn't prepared for
okay.
Well,
okay, I think that's easy. I don't know about...
Okay, here we go.
They call me the organized heifer. I like to come in prepared. I have notes. I have, so... And it never goes that way. So, we're like, okay.
All right, so the word is Ephemeral.
Ephemeral.
Did you get that, Jess?
Yeah, I'm glad she said it, because I was sitting here going, home.
At least, all because I can pronounce it doesn't mean I have a clue what it means.
I mean, ephemeral.
Mm-hmm.
Put it in a sentence, which your sentence is going to not give me any clue whatsoever.
No, my sentences tend to drone on, and they have of late been including Shauna as my...
Okay, let's go.
Shauna is the resident whooping boy of the Dirty Heifer podcast.
Just in case I didn't know.
Shauna posted a video of herself in a compromising position, wearing a cowboy hat, but... Since it was only on her Instagram story, the ephemeral clip vanished before I could screenshot it for blackmail purposes.
Oh.
Things that will never happen, okay?
The compromising.
I mean, is it...
First of all, I was about to run and go see what this post was, so...
Didn't happen, no.
I mean... Is that like a really fancy, hoity-toity way to say X-rated? I mean, that's all I got out of that.
You're focusing on the wrong part of the sentence. I love how I do that to you.
She is purposely leading you off the trail.
Of course.
Is it compromising?
Nothing to do with that.
No.
Oh.
Well, I ain't got a flipping clue, Heifer.
Well, I actually picked ephemeral because...
No idea.
Good grief.
If I even have my notes here, I wrote down why
In other words, there's a method to your madness.
There is a method to my madness. It was kind of like, the reason I picked it is because it only lasts a short time. It's something that's gone in a second. That's why I said it was on Instagram stories, because it'd be gone before
Well, then you should have had a man as the whooping boy in that one.
Oh,
You can cut that one. You can cut that one out if you want to.
Yeah, I might. We might cut that one.
Oh my gosh!
But
you're like think Margaret's the legal department.
I have zero filter.
I was about to say most of what gets cut out is what Jessie says.
Okay.
Yes, that's pretty much true. So. Basically, I picked that because Helen is on here and you do, for advertising, and we're talking about trends and those things, they just come and go so fast. And that's why I try to make my word of the week have something to do with the topic.
That's clever.
So
the definition is brief and disappears?
Yeah, something that just lasts for a short time.
Just lasts for
fleeting.
Yes, fleeting. So, Helen.
Okay.
So it's short-lived.
Yes. Short-lived. Oh, and so now Jessie does her either word of the week, or lately she's been doing towns in Mississippi that we might not be able to pronounce.
Okay. Oh, all right.
I'm taking it. Well, I'm taking it somewhat easy on y'all this week.
Well, that's what you said last week.
You're gonna hold up a word or something?
Yes.
No,
Oh, gosh,
well,
okay.
I forgot to print it out, so I'm just gonna say it. But this is not a town name. This is not a town name. And all it was last week was past Christian. I mean, you know, it wasn't like it was an Indian name or French word or something. But this week's redneck word of the week is need a nuddin.
Oh my God, is that a real
Need a
place?
nuddin. Okay, I got it.
Uh-oh.
It's when
Margaret's getting good at these.
Yeah, I am getting good at these. You have something and you need another one.
No.
It sounds so good, like I need nothing. No?
Oh.
No,
That's good.
the
Need
all right.
one.
You want me to put it in a
Maybe you don't.
sentence?
You either need it or you don't need it. I don't know.
I put it in a sentence.
Oh yeah, put it in.
All right, so my son come in the other day and he asked me, he said, I'm going to go down to the Ramsey Springs General Store. You need anything more? I said, no, I don't need a nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't need anything.
I don't need anything.
Oh, need or
There's the-
nothing.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is tough. Like, it's very tough, Helen, to decipher some of the Southern slang.
Okay.
So we get to learn a little something each week.
I love
It's
it.
really a crash course for Margaret.
Yeah, because after this year, this is my last year teaching, we're moving down to Tennessee. So Jessie's
my
trying to
God.
get
Easy
me all
win.
southerned up. Yeah.
Here's the
trying
thing,
to
though.
get-
I grew up in Central Tennessee. They don't talk like you.
No, she's much further
Well-
south. But I'm much further south of south.
Still not like what Jessie does.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm card carrying, pedigree,
that's true.
Cornbread.
So, all right, so
AKC registered.
I read, Helen,
Uh-oh.
that you have 30 years of experience as a commercial director and a producer. That is bananas. What
I
made
know.
you
I
even
think more than that, if I'm
like-
being accurate, because my first job was 1984, and we're now in so that's almost 41 years, right?
What
Wow.
attracted you to that?
Isn't that crazy? 1984. I was 20.
That's when I was born.
Stop it.
Dum dum dum.
That's so mean.
Yes.
You're evil. I'm leaving.
Way to go, Jessie.
So what made you go into directing?
See, so I started started in advertising as a secretary, because that's what you had to do in those days. You didn't get a job doing anything that you thought you were going to do.
Right.
Came out of college, had a degree in music. What am I doing with that? I went into an advertising agency, got a job as a secretary, and he was going to push me into like the music area or the music department. And he's like, blah blah blah. But what happened to me is when I was in the secretarial position, and I did tell this on a TikTok once. I heard them talking in a meeting about needing a baton twirler for a shoot in Amsterdam. They were going to shoot these little Dutch girls for a toy commercial, and they needed to teach them how to twirl the batons. And I heard them talking about it. So the meeting was over. I went into my boss and I said, I heard you saying that, and I know how to twirl batons. I could teach the girls how to twirl batons. He was like, are you kidding me? Bring in your batons tomorrow and prove it. And I did. And they sent me to Amsterdam. And I was
That's
on a shoot.
awesome.
I was on a shoot as a, young. I didn't know what was going on, and I loved it. And I had to teach these Dutch girls for a week how to twirl batons. And then I was in charge of making sure they knew the routine for the shoot. So I just was watching as a voyeur what was happening. And I thought, this is the best. I want to do this. And that's how I started.
Wow.
So I went from
Wow.
producing, ad agency, directing later on, and I do interviewing. I have such a varied experience that I do say I've been doing TikTok since the 1980s, because the first thing that he made me do was take 30-second commercials and go into a back room where you had to work with these 3/4-inch decks and edit them to 15 seconds. So I have been editing 30s into 15 since 1984. So way before TikTok, I knew how to edit.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
so I have so much going on up here that when I was able to start the TikTok in the pandemic, I was like, oh yeah, I know what this. I can figure this out. So I picked it up pretty quick.
Did you ever conceive of the idea that you would be doing that same thing on one of these?
No, nor did I ever
Crazy.
conceive myself in front of a camera. Because if I can tell you the amount of times my casting people, oh, you're so funny, we want to put you in this commercial, I would get in front of a camera and be like frozen. I can't even tell you. I was behind the camera, babes.
Yeah.
Don't get me on the camera.
hard.
It took me till 60 when I have all the lines. That's when I decide to get in front of the camera.
But
like
you're
a big
certainly
jerk.
comfortable out there, right?
Yeah, I mean, you rock it totally.
I love it.
Yeah.
Now
It's
but
hard.
it's totally me though. It's not like I'm this and I don't.
It's not like
I
you're
have a
pretending to
persona.
be something else.
No.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I never even, you know how I found out about you guys? Somebody sent me your video. I didn't even realize I got tagged in it. One of the women in my studio that I teach, because I have the platform now where I teach monthly. I have a monthly program where I teach lessons and everything. One of the women sent me an email and said, "Oh, you have these women talking about you on a podcast." I'm like, "What?" And I listened. I was like, I know them. Like I knew you, Margaret. I was like, "Oh my God!" That's what prompted me to reach out. Anyway, thought it was.
Well,
so
that
fun.
was my
so
plan. My plan was
Your
I'm
plan.
going to talk about Helen and I'm going to play it up and then I'm going to shamelessly plug it all over all the different platforms.
We did it. We
Channel me
plugged
in,
it.
and here I am. No, this is so much fun.
I think
I
it's
was
called
really looking forward to it.
manifesting.
I was really looking forward
manifesting,
to it.
What it really means is we all hard-headed and we don't give up.
So, I mean,
That too.
I got onto TikTok right before the pandemic because actually I got into TikTok because I wanted to monitor what my kids were doing, right?
Oh.
And I had teenage kids at the time. I wanted to get on, see what it was all about, and then
Smart.
one of them joked with me and said, "I bet you can't go famous." One of my students said that, and I posted a video of me cutting the tip of a pencil soap, and it was I wasn't even on TikTok for a month, and I think now it's got like over 4 million views or something like that.
Oh my God.
And I was like, immediately my children were aggravated with me because the amount of followers within like my first month of being on TikTok, I had like 50,000 followers. I'm like, wait, what am I can't, what is this about? I can't do this. And so I obviously stayed on TikTok because I wanted to promote the business.
Right.
You went on just because of the boredom of
was
the
bored,
pandemic. What made you decide to go and start teaching everybody all of everything that you have?
Yeah,
in
this
there?
is like a big takeaway for anybody who's thinking about getting on social media and is scared to do it. Is I did the first thing that I felt comfortable doing. So I was baking. I did baking videos. You remember when, I don't know if you were following me then, but I was doing baking TikTok and I was making things in my kitchen and I felt comfortable doing that. So I would do the little thing, but I wasn't talking. I was like, show, titles, You know, I could do good edits, but I did some edits where I had eggs and I would go like that and then it would turn into a cake or whatever. And so I had people in the comments that said, "How did you do that?" And I said, "I'll make a tutorial." And so as a joke, I said, "So many of you have been asking, I'm going to show you how I did this trick." And that blew up. And that is when, then again, I always say, listen to the comments because your audience will tell you what they like. And they were like, "Our TikTok teacher is here." I went, bingo. So I put TikTok teacher in my profile. And then I started every few videos, I started to do a lesson. I didn't totally go down that path. I was like, I still want to have fun. I still want to do baking. So I do a baking video and then I do a tutorial and then I would do a dance and then I would dance with strangers and then I would do a baking video. So I was rotating, but the tutorials always got more views.
Right.
And I was like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So I just started going down that path.
Yeah, that was right about when I started seeing you, and I'm like, always with the stylist. I'm like, look at her with
With
this little
stylist. I
stylist.
was my
all over.
stylist.
Stylist.
The stylist, my microphone, my tripods, they're always here. All the things.
I picked you up and started watching you, and I mean, I'm just gonna tell you when you responded, I've got the TikTok accounts for the Dirty Heifers. When you responded, I was like fangirling. Completely just, I was a mess.
Yeah,
okay?
she screenshot,
Because-
put it in the group text.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
love
I
it.
called. Margaret was driving. I'm like, "Hey, heifer." But I have learned so much from watching your videos. I started watching you when you were going through your treatments.
Oh,
That's when I
God.
picked you up and started watching you.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I've learned
Damn.
so much.
That was pretty
And-
real. That was raw.
Yeah.
And you shared it with everyone.
Yeah,
Yep.
I did. Because I felt like once I opened the door, it was either don't open the door or open it all the way. Because
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
know an in between. And then I realized also again from the comments, which is crazy, but I'm going to say it over and over, but listening to the comments, it was like some person said, oh, I thought I was here to learn TikTok and now I'm here to learn about life. And I was like, ugh, that almost makes me cry every time, you know? But I was like, okay, I can do this. And so I just started bringing people with me to the treatments, and here's what we do today. And I'm still working, so we're going to work today. And then I'm doing a shoot, and these people didn't know that I had a wig, was wearing a wig. I mean, in my mind, they didn't know. I'm sure they knew that I was, but in my world was not going to change because of it. And I wanted people to see that you don't have to suddenly shut down your life and go into a treatment room and think that's the end of it. So that was a big thing for me. It was huge for me to say, because I didn't know anybody who had gone through chemo. So to me, it was you go sequestered and then you come out or you don't.
Right.
And that's what I thought it was.
And
so I just felt like.
So many people keep that private.
Yeah. It's always weird to think that. Because I know people who had cancer, and I would say, oh, they look sick. And I never wanted to be the person that looked sick, that people would feel sorry for. Yeah. And all of those things were just rolling around my head. And I also didn't want to stop my life, because that would let cancer win. Right. So I was like, no, because I want to have a career at the end of this. Like, I don't want to have, like, been off now. And especially at this age, when you start to back away from your career, in my industry, in production, it's very young. And it's like, that's what's happening. And there's so many things I want to say. Oh my gosh. But I go into meetings now, and I'm probably the oldest person in the room, and they are all probably judging me like, oh, I'm in one of these Zoom calls. And then somebody will say, well, Helen would know because she has the 1.1 million followers on TikTok. And when I tell you, the tone of the meeting changes. I'm completely suddenly regarded where I was disregarded. And this is a fact. I'm not going to, call people out, but it is a fact. It happens. And so, especially because of that, I didn't want to let my career just go by the wayside, because I love what I do. I'm laughing too. I have to say something about the fangirling thing, because this is a funny thing that I've experienced now where I get recognized, and I think it's hilarious. Really hilarious. Because this is what I picture these celebrities, how they get famous and all of a sudden, like, everybody thinks they're so. I'm experiencing this weird thing now where people will think that I'm famous. Like, you saying that makes me laugh, because I'm like, nah, just me. I'm going to go to work tomorrow. Right, yeah. I still got to pay the bills. Very, very funny thing that is happening now that is very entertaining for me. But I always will say that I want to be the celebrity that I always wished people were. That if you run into one, and you want them to be a real person. And so when someone recognizes me, it's like, oh my God, give me a hug. Tell me who you are, la, la, la. And anyway, that's just a big part of what I have to keep in my life. Like, I just want to keep that straight. So it's fun. It's fun. And that's all it is. It's just fun.
Keep it fun as long as you can.
Exactly. And you're going about it all the right way, because there are so many people that lets social media go to their heads, and they think way higher of themselves than they really are.
Oh, for sure.
It's pitiful.
It's really bad. It's really bad.
But you kicked cancer's butt on two fronts.
I did.
One, you survived it and you nailed it. Two, you didn't let it change you, and you kept on doing you.
Yeah. You thrived through it.
Kudos to you, ma'am. Kudos to you.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. I feel like I can do anything. I felt like I could do anything after that. But I will say the aftermath was harder than the actual going through it, because when I was going through it, I was in go mode. And then when it was over, I had to look in the mirror and go, I hate you. You have no hair. You ugly son of a bitch. No, I really hated it so much. Yeah. And it was really, really, really hard for me. I will admit that. That was the toughest time. It was just like finding your identity again. Am I ever going to be happy and carefree again? Because I was so happy all the time. I wake up happy. That's who I am. I thought I was going to lose that 100%. And I will say it took almost a year for me to feel like, I one day woke up and I went, I don't feel that weird feeling anymore. I'm back to me. And it took a long time. Wow. So I don't think people talk about the after cancer enough. That's not. I agree. There should be
I've
a whole
thought about that.
program about that.
But you're a great role model for that, though.
Mm-hmm. Gosh, because now I feel like it happened to someone else. It's so, and it's only 3 years ago, but it feels like it was a lifetime ago, and that was someone else's life, not mine.
That was 3 years ago?
Yeah, it was 3 years ago.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? It's going to be, it's 3 years ago. June is when I went blind. Can you imagine? My God. I mean, I was almost blind.
Thank God now, right? Because isn't that why? Because
that's how I found it.
That's how you found the cancer. Because, yeah.
I sound so Jersey. Yeah. I have a lot of Jersey. I got, I say yesterday. I don't say yesterday.
You all sound the same to us. It's all good.
Okay. Sounds good.
So
wait, I can't tell a Jersey accent from a New York accent.
Okay. No. All right. Margaret, keep us on track. Keep us on track. Come on, Margaret. We're going off the rails.
So let's see.
We always
it's
do.
A losing battle.
Yeah. There's no way to keep anyone on track. What about so your first viral video was it a stop motion one?
That was my biggest tutorial viral video. I did have a viral video. This is weird. In my baking years, before I started baking, I had a viral video. Very, very, very first viral video was trying to get at the time he was like 30, my 30-year-old son to dance with me on the beach. And it was such a ridiculous video that I was like, everybody get up. It was the Bruno Mars song. And whatever that song is. So I was like, everybody get up. And I was trying to pull him up. And I said, just pretend I'm pulling you up, but don't get up. And he just followed direction because I'm directing always. I'm like, just pretend. So that just ignore me. So I'm trying to pull him up. So I finally leave him and I go and I dance on his surfboard. And I have this cute little cover up on too, which I think helped. I was like vibing on the surfboard. That went viral to like the tune of 170,000, which was a lot of views for me at the time. And I was like, oh my God. So I was crazy over that. And then you get addicted to this whole feeling of like, it could happen again. It's like the slot machines. You want to just keep pulling it, putting the money in. So I would make the videos, whatever. Then I go into the baking zone and I'm like, okay, now I'm baking, whatever. I end up having this apple crumb pie recipe go viral. And that was where I did something magical with the pie, with the apples or something.
Right.
And so that went viral. And I was like, oh my gosh, now I'm viral in baking TikTok. So I got all these followers following me for recipes. So I feel like I've been through a journey of viral. And then the big one hit when I had the stop motion video was the first tutorial that really hit big. And that was... The comments are so funny. Like, you clearly are so excited about teaching this lesson. And that's the part that is no lie. When I do stop motion, I always think it's amazing. And I'm like, so when I'm teaching, I'm like, and it's so amazing because when you move these things, and I'm literally so excited about it because I know what it takes in a production studio to do stop motion. And now we can do it right here, you know?
Right.
So I'm always, I'm like, you guys don't understand. Like in the 80s to do this video was such a project. And now you can.
Took a lot.
So people think it's like, I don't think people think I'm making up the excitement, but I truly am that excited about stop motion. So that is, I think, what got people so into that video. And that was one of my biggest viral ones that got me. And then I had like couple 100,000 followers from that video so fast. So it was like huge growth from like 70,000 to 500,000 overnight from this video.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
It's crazy.
you talk about being authentic. Do you ever like have to feel like you have to fake it at all?
No. No. If I don't feel like doing it, I don't do it that day. Or
You just push it
and then something will happen. I'll run into somebody. I go, want to make a TikTok? And next thing you know, I'm doing it anyway, even though I wasn't in the mood. So no, I don't really ever feel like I have to fake it. And sometimes for that video where I had to pretend that I was going to do that Nicki Minaj thing. That was so challenging for me because I said, I'm roping these people in. They're thinking I'm doing it. And I'm like, then you set up the things and you stack them. And I was so serious about like going to teach you how to do this.
I was nervous watching
I
that.
know.
I'm like, she is going
have
to
to put
break
that
an
into this-
angle.
You got to link this in the show notes because it's such an epic. It was my only comedic performance because that was the only time I felt fake because I was like, I'm faking these people out. I feel so bad right now because that was like an Academy Award for me. Like I had to fake. And then even at one point I go, and then you set the timer for 10 seconds because I'm going to need some time to climb up there. And I did it. But then I started to giggle because I'm like, no one's going to believe I'm getting up there in 10 seconds. Like I'm 64 years old. Come on. But that was really hard for me to fake out that I was not going to actually teach you how to do the lesson.
Well,
That's my only fake video. I think the rest of it's like just me. What else you got, Margaret? Come on. Hit
What
me.
else do I got?
She's
all right.
loaded for bear and ready to rock and roll.
I got it all here. All right. So, well, we already talked
You guys are
about
fun.
that.
I want to interview you next. Like, let me ask, why did you start this podcast? One question I've had for you.
It's funny. We knew each other through making soap, and then we all met at a soap making conference last year. They totally faked me out. Jessie said she wasn't going to come and surprised me in being there. But all along, I run my soap business with my husband, and he is not a camera person. He doesn't like to be on camera. So he stands off to the side. So when I'm doing a live and I'm making something, he's either handing me an ingredient, or he's doing the math for me, or he'll read the comments
or something.
So that kind of thing. And as usual, some of our comments can get a little risque. And so he was like, we should start a podcast and call it Soaping After Dark. And he went and he secured the Soaping After Dark on Instagram and this and that. But he doesn't like to be on camera. So he went and got like the podcast set up. We got Riverside. He's got like this, and I don't know where it is, but it's this thing where we can both put the headphones in and both have the board. Yeah, that kind of stuff, which I can't seem to work. So I don't know how to do that with more than one person. And
I can help you with that.
every single time I was like, let's go up and try one. Let's go shoot something. Let's go do this. He'd be like, well, you know, I have to go take a shower, blah, blah, blah. And then these two were like, we should do a podcast. And I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
There you go.
And
Rebrand.
Rebrand. Yeah. And Dirty Heifers is the name of our text chat.
Oh my God, that's funny.
And so
Very clever.
So it
That's
naturally
exactly.
became the name of our podcast.
I love
Right.
it. I love it. Yeah,
Needless to say, there's lots of dirty jokes and very
Yay.
questionable videos that get sent back and forth. So
Yes.
it's okay. It's good for engagement.
yeah.
Some of it has to get cut out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So-
very funny.
What was so when was the moment that you realized you have more to offer than just the tutorials and you started socialize?
That took me a while.
Right?
That took me a while. Okay, I'm going to be honest. So a couple of things transpired. So first, I blow up, everything happened. Then I get cancer. So I'm like, oh God, I got to table everything that I was doing. I have to get through this. So that kind of came in the middle. But that brought a lot of followers for different reason. So then it kept increasing. And with the increase of the numbers that we're seeing in my videos, I had more people asking me, do you do private sessions? Do you do private lessons? Can I book you for this? And, you know, do you teach? And I was like, all right. I said to Julie, to my daughter, I have to figure something out. Maybe we can do this together. So that's when we decided to start a community where we could figure out how, because she kept saying, you're not going to have to do that much more work. And I go, I know you're saying that, but then it's going to all fall on me when you're busy and you're doing something else. And then I can't, you know, and so to her credit, friggin' she kills it. She set it up. She made the plan, like, here's how we do it. You don't have to, you only have to just go live once a week and just guide people and talk to people. And I was like, are you sure this is going to be okay? And me, I'm like, but we launched it and we had 100 members right off the bat. And that was, and launching was not through social media. I had been building an email list all through the time that I was on social media slowly, because I made this free TikTok course. Still is a free TikTok course where you could go and you could learn the steps of how to do TikTok. So that fed my newsletter. So, I mean, that fed my email list. So I had a bunch of emails, and then we started it with a newsletter first. And then once we decided to do the community, we launched it in the newsletter. So we had already a core 20,000 people reading our newsletter. So the percentage the odds were there that we already had 20,000 already interested people.
Right.
That were getting the content. So percentage-wise, for 100 to join as founding members, it was pretty exciting, because I thought, okay, maybe 10 people will join. You know.
Now, what platform
So it's pretty
do
exciting.
you do that through?
We do it through Mighty Networks, and it's really great because Gina, the founder of Mighty, is a community building expert, and she teaches how to do. I took her, like, I'm in the master class of Gina now because I'm learning how to build a community correctly. Where I thought in the beginning everybody's going to want like a lesson every week and and I'm trying to think how I'm going to power out all this content, when actually they just want time with me together. Guiding them, answering questions. And that's very much easier for me because it's all up here already from 35 years of 40 years of doing content. So I go live every week in meetings and I guide the people that come. We have conversations about what their content struggles are. Sometimes I'll pick a topic, like we're on vlogging right now. So I focus on a topic every month, and then I teach more slowly so that they can learn it. Instead of like a lesson this week, lesson next week, and you don't remember what you did last week.
Now, is it a face-to-face thing? Like
that
almost
is
like
a face-to-face.
this is like a Zoom
yes,
kind of
exactly
thing?
like this.
Okay.
So there'll be like 10 or 15 people at a time. It's weird because you think, 150 members, they'll all show up on a FaceTime, but they don't. They're all busy, so I have different ones showing up every week. I just
And then I'm
change
sure
the
you
time.
do like a replay that they can,
And we have
everybody
replays
can
available,
access.
so everybody feels included. And now it's becoming way more fun community based because the people that are coming in are interesting. We have a Zoom expert, so she'll share some Zoom tips and things, and then we have someone else who's really good at AI, so then she enlightens during the meeting. So it's like curating the right group of people that want to level up together and that are all on the journey together. And that's what I'm finding is the most exciting part of it. I love it so much. I feel like I get to see my friends every week, and I don't even think of it as work. And for me, it's $36 a month. So for everybody that's learning, it's $1 a day. You get to meet with me 4 times a month, and I give you 4 lessons a month. And it's constant communication. Like when something happens where CapCut, remember that crazy CapCut thing? Like everybody was like, get rid of CapCut. I was like, everybody, I put in the chat, everybody calm down. I'm here to tell you the terms and conditions are like every other app. Don't panic and delete your CapCut. And they were all like, thank you. So I feel that I have a place where people are listening to my voice and where we can communicate with each other. It's just incredible. I love it.
I resonate a lot with what you just said about how it feels like you're hanging out with friends, because people say all the time, like, how do you have time to do a podcast? I feel like this is my Friday night hanging out with friends.
Yeah.
So
it's just like this. It's so,
it's
exactly.
very relaxed. I mean, we most of the time have a topic or focus, but it's really, we do like a little before we chat, a little after we chat, and it's just, like a weekly face-to-face catch-up.
Yeah, I'm a big proponent of podcasts. As a matter of fact, I just did, a couple of people in the studio were asking me, how do you do a podcast without spending a lot of money going to a studio? And I was like, I made a lesson. So I have podcasting 101, how to do a podcast in the studio.
Really?
And that was one of my things where I tried to make pieces of social media saying, if you want to learn how to do your own podcast, I'm teaching that this month. And so I have lesson 1 and lesson 2, which I walk people through, because you know how I teach social media. I taught the podcast. I was like, then you click here, then you upload here, make sure you link the things here. I bingo bango. Like that's gold.
Well, that's it. You don't skip any steps, and you don't assume that anyone knows anything. So that's fantastic.
I've never watched one of your tutorials where I had to back up and see what you've done because I thought I missed something. I mean, they are just right on
love
the money,
that.
sister.
I sometimes pause to make sure that I'm doing it
sometimes you have to pause and see where it's at.
Yeah, you got to follow along.
I've never had to back up.
I don't move that fast.
Okay, I missed this.
No. I'm not there for the necessarily the Gen Z to learn, because they all make fun of me. But
they know it anyway.
Yeah, and I have one that's viral right now. I think it's getting to 1.6 million views. But it was, do you remember the bacon avocado trend?
Yes.
Where you say bacon avocado, and then you're supposed to say something slowly as if that's what was the secret message inside of bacon avocado, slowed down. I tried to explain this concept, and then I did, here's how to do it. The teens are coming for me. Okay, old lady, we know how to do it. Okay, right here. Sorry, but I don't. Oh, maybe you have to edit that out. Sorry, you can leave that in. It's all me. That's not you. But you can. Seriously. They're so mean. And so then the funny part was the teens started fighting amongst themselves, and they would come after the other teens going, she's just trying to help, be nice. Seems like a really nice lady. She's a really nice grandma. And I'm like, oh my God. So this is what's made my video viral. That I'm going too slow, and I'm
I love when people argue in the comments.
Me too.
Like that.
It does nothing but help. I love it. I love it. I'm like, y'all are not doing anything but helping me, but keep going.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Now, so Sean and Jessie, have you two have you had viral videos? Because we know Margaret has had some.
I mean, how do you define viral?
Like 10,000 or more.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so you've
I've
had
some.
I've had like one.
But
my
how about
actual,
like to the point of
social media is
100,000? Anything like in the 100,000 range?
I think so.
Yeah, I had one about a month ago. I checked it, and it's almost at 600,000.
Oh, okay,
So-
that's a good viral. Yeah.
Well, Jessie was also one of the people that TikTok picked to go to DC when they were doing the fight. Yeah, she was a show pony for somebody that representing small businesses, and how removing TikTok would really hurt a lot of small businesses. So
I
she's
remember
got
that. Oh my God,
some fame that way. And then they made commercials with her in it, and they aired them at like every NFL game.
Yeah.
they were
great.
popping the
Oh my
commercial.
God.
I've been on the movie theater on the silver screen. That's pretty cool.
big screen, baby.
Yeah,
that's
I've
so
been on the big
cool.
screen. Little old me.
That's cred. That's street
Right?
cred.
On her four-wheeler.
A little bit
Yeah.
more than my Newsday appearance, but nice.
It's so funny.
So how do you keep? Okay, so you put out a twice your
the
newsletter.
the big question right now. Yeah, go ahead.
What? I don't think. I think
ahead.
it's not going where you think it's going.
Okay, go ahead.
So you put out your newsletter twice a week, and you're always making videos. How do you keep fresh and accessible, and like how do you where do you get your ideas from, and like it's always something new. You're right on the cusp of every trend, and
God. So there's so many things to say about this, because I will say that I'm endlessly creative, because I will see something and I'm like, oh, I have to keep track of it in my phone. I have notes because I'm like, oh my God, I got to remember to do that. Because literally the idea will come and then by tomorrow I'm on to another idea. And I keep, so I realize that I'm losing ideas because they're going through my brain too fast. So I have to start writing. So I have a note for that now. So that's good. I will say when it comes to the newsletter and the podcast topics, that's where I lean on Julie. We are a team. I will say my daughter is my teammate. So we are together in it. So she will, like, we have a rhythm, so she'll write the trends in the newsletter because she's paying attention to the trends, and then sometimes she'll go, I'm short on trends, you have anything? And I go, yes, I have some saved from that I sent her. So we're team working, but she mostly does the heavy lifting on the newsletter, and then I do the heavy lifting on what are we teaching what the tutorials are every week, because we want those to be in the newsletter. And then so she gets it all set up, and then she's like, all right, so it's ready for you to Helenify it. We have like all these terms, ready to Helenify. So I go into it and then I write the opening because I think of like, what's the hot topic this week, so I make sure I'm always paying attention to social media for work-wise.
Yeah.
So this is the part that's interesting, though. My day job is now overlapping with social media because I used to just direct commercials. That was the medium, and then I, hit Q TikTok, and now people are like, oh, can you help us with our social media now? So now my day job is also doing social media content for these same brands.
Right.
So I was doing Sensodyne, Pronamel, Blistex. Now I'm doing their commercials and their social media content.
That's
so I'm doing
awesome.
big brands content where I'm not in it, I'm directing. So they bring doctors, I teach them how to be influencers. I'm showing them I'm shooting. I just did Blistex. They came out with a new cold sore medicine. So I just did the cold sore launch. So we did 91 pieces of content for Blistex in the last couple of weeks.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
insane. We're powering it out, babes. We're powering it out.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
So
it's crazy.
How do you
It's
do
crazy.
that with Julie living so far away?
Okay, so we only work together so the jobs that I do for production when I'm doing the shoots, that's me.
That's your day job.
That's my day job. So what we do together is all the social media stuff. So she does the back end on the community, make sure the community's running, like she'll do with the schedule. She'll tell me, here's the videos you need to make, but she's scheduling everything in there. So every week, X things happen. She's already set them up. They are automated, and they're all coming from my voice. So she
Right.
does, and there's no one else who could do my voice except her, because she just knows me
I've
so
seen
well.
her.
It's so perfect.
What made
Oh, she does me so well, actually.
she does me so well.
She imitates me.
Like the first time I ever saw her was in a video of her being you, and I'm like, well, now
So
I need to
funny.
check out her account.
She's
and
so funny. She's doing stand-up comedy for the ladies that don't
I-
know that she does stand-up comedy in
Oh.
LA. So she's also very funny. But her biggest subject is me, because I give her plenty of material. Needless
Right.
to say, she's got a whole set on me being an influencer. She had a whole set on my cancer journey. Like literally, we've been down every road.
Right.
But she does that, and she's very funny with that. But she does these things where she imitates me. Like she pretends to be me at Target, and it is one of the funniest videos she's ever posted. Like people just love this video. It went
Those are the
viral, and
ones that
Target
I've
was
seen.
contacting us about using it. Yeah, so
Of course, Target would, because why wouldn't they, jump on that?
Yeah. But let me tell you something that's really strange about my career that's happened, because this I think nobody would realize, because it's very insider info. So I typically have a crew. I book, we have a big shoot going on, so it's the crew and the whole thing. Now I get calls. Okay, this is crazy, from big brands, and I'll tell you who they are because it's no secret. Olay, Secret, those are the two biggest ones, and there's a couple of clothing ones. I go to the shoot with my phone. They have a shoot going on. They're shooting commercials. They have big time director guy doing Secret deodorant, another person doing Olay skincare stuff. And I come into the shoot with my phone, little old me, social media shooter, and I make the social media content. I get 5 minutes with this one. I grab her from in between shots, and I take her over to another area. I'm going, just say this. Okay, just do that. Okay, put your hand to the camera. Okay, then I go over it. And so I spend the days on the shoot not doing my normal job at all, like the
Right.
job that I've been trained for all these years. I literally take on the role of the social media influencer chick that comes in and pulls the talent and grabs and makes videos. And it's like they think I'm a magician, because they're like, we don't even see you shooting. And then I have, like, at the end of the day, I'll have 15 videos for them edited already in my phone.
Right.
And they're like, what just happened? So this is like a whole new take on my career that has shifted. So what I'm saying to you, that I end up in these meetings, because there's big production meetings, there's sometimes 15, 20 people in them, and they're all like, and so she's the TikTok one, and they're all like, oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
you. And so I have like a reputation that precedes me, but then this whole new thing. And the reason why I think it's been so successful and lucrative is I know how to navigate a film set because I've been doing that my whole life. So they're not
Right.
just bringing in Joe Schmo off the influencer street. They're
Right.
bringing in someone who goes, okay, the AD's doing this now, so don't walk in now. Okay, the AD just said load the film, like change cards. That means I have 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I know what's happening on set, so
Right.
I can walk into it and know when's the right time to grab the talent, when's not, where the talent would be right now,
Right.
who to talk to get the product if I need it for a shot, like they're the prop team. And nobody would know that. Like
Right.
no
So
influencers
you're-
walking into
So
a
you're
set
not
like that.
disturbing anything. You're not.
No.
You're just
Yeah.
in the background, kind of blending in.
It's
with the
like-
scene.
You're in
I'm a
and out.
magician.
Nobody ever knows it.
Yeah, yeah, it's the coolest thing. So I just had to share that because I don't really ever talk about that on any, I don't know, podcast I've been on. I just think
That's
it's really
cool,
interesting.
Though. That is
Yeah,
cool.
it's really
Yeah,
cool.
it is
and
very
it's not
cool.
something that
Really
you
cool.
can just train someone to do. You really
No.
have to
No.
be in it to do it.
And they think, oh, we'll get, first of all, my rate is my rate because I bring the plethora of this brain.
Right.
And they will go, oh, we have someone that's going to do it cheaper. I said, that's
Okay.
fine. Thank you, bye.
Go ahead. Fine.
Because I
Right.
work my ass off and I bring
Know
a
your
lot.
worth.
And I'm like, no, thank you. So I just let it
Yeah.
go. And then guess what? A few months later, they have another shoot. They're calling me because they didn't get the same type of content.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
We have the same kind of thing in our business. People be like, "Oh, I can go to so and so and get a bar soap for $4."
Oh yeah.
Go
right
ahead.
Huh?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, as they
Yeah.
say in Jersey. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Do it, lady.
Do it, lady.
Go ahead. I have to do a whole
Just
thing on a
crunch some
Jersey
numbers.
accent. I never make TikToks about my accent, but I really should because Julie's always making fun of me. She has all my words.
That's so
Yeah.
funny. You're from Jersey then, I guess.
I am from
You're not
Jersey
a
originally.
native New
Oh,
Yorker.
No.
Okay.
My husband's a New Yorker, and he used to hate when we'd go on vacation and people go, "Where are you from?" And I'd say New Jersey, and he's like, "New York." Okay. So this was a whole thing because he's from Queens originally. So, but now we go anywhere, and I'm like, New York. I would never say Jersey now.
Yeah. I think there's just more clout. There's more clout
Yeah.
when you're from New York.
Well,
you're,
also then
you're
there was
a
that-
tougher
that-
person.
That Jersey Shore show, right?
Oh,
That
God, yeah,
made
yeah,
everybody. You're like, oh, Jersey.
Snooky, me and Snook.
Yeah, Snooky.
We're hanging.
That's funny. So yours truly with Julie and with
Oh,
Helen and
that's
Julie,
so much fun.
right? So that's like a deeply it's personal, right?
Yes.
And you do. It's more of an unscripted. Like you just go in. What have listeners responded to the most?
They love when we do, but the personal stuff is the best. So when we do something like, we did one where I had picked random questions to ask her, and it was like about her childhood and different memories. They love that, and it's so those episodes do better. And the other one that does well, of course, one of we talked about like the recap aftermath of cancer. That one did well because and we were both bawling through the whole thing because it was just like an emotional. It was too soon, I think. Probably we
Yeah.
shouldn't have probably recorded it. We should have waited a year because now we can talk about it without crying the whole time at least.
Right.
But so really the personal things when we talk about like childhood growing up, did you feel like you were in competition with your siblings? Like I'll talk to her about that because she is very competitive and she grew up with 2 brothers. So
Right.
we get into the nitty gritty of that. I want to tell you this. She's the one that wanted to do a podcast for like a year. And I was like, ugh, no one, who's going to listen to
And you
no
love
one's
it,
gonna
though.
listen
Yeah.
to me on a
You
podcast.
know, I watched you and Julie, and I'm like, I could be doing this with my daughters, even if I don't publish it. It just looks like because
It's
I have one daughter that lives in
valuable.
Orlando and one daughter that lives in Nashville, and like
Oh, that'd be
we
so
could
great.
totally do this. And even
It's like
just,
we have a memory of we now have a sort of mother-daughter diary type of thing in a weird way. Just like I find that social media is like my diary of my life. I can go back and see, oh, that's when I did that. And that. So it's the same thing because we're working together and we text a lot during the week, but we don't actually make an hour to have a conversation.
Right.
So
Right.
it's our set hour to have a conversation. And I think, and I look forward to it every week. I'm
yeah,
always like,
I did.
"Hi."
I tried once with my mom. I went and got this, the life story interview kit.
Oh.
And I pulled my mom into here, and I'm like, I'm gonna ask her these questions, and I'm
great
gonna go
idea.
through here and ask her some questions about her childhood and
How'd it
have all
go?
that. It was okay. Like I think she was too intimidated and just really gave me a lot of surface level answers and didn't really go into everything. But I love the concept of it, and I think
The
that
concept is good.
just the fact that you have this whole memorial thing that you can always go back to and look at with your daughter. I just
it's
think
very
it's
cool.
fantastic.
And then we have learned things because she'll ask me, and I'll say something, and she's like, "I didn't know that." You're kidding me. And I'll sit there and think, I must have said this so many times before. Of course, she would know this. So we've learned things about each other. Really, it's really good. It's not at all
Right, well,
a lie. We don't hold back.
Yeah, it looks really compelling.
Yeah,
almost, you know.
it's really fun. That one we have edited. Her boyfriend is an editor, so he does podcast editing. So we shoot that we do real cameras for that. We set up the phone, we put it up here, I do, and I set it over here. And so we're on Zoom because she's in California. Right. But our phones are recording the high quality videos.
Right.
And then we have the microphones plugged into the phones, just to give you a little DIY, but that's how we do it. We have and so I set mine up on this side, and because I'm a professional, I told her, you set yours up on this side so we look like we're talking to each other.
Right.
Okay?
It does look like you're
right
talking, because it's not a straight on.
No, it's
Right.
not straight on, so we're always, and then what's happening is, because the camera's there, we're looking at each other on Zoom, but the Zoom is just being recorded so we can hear each other talking, and the microphones are only picking up the sound in there. You know what I mean? So it's a little, it's kind of a little technical.
Okay.
That is really cool.
Each video file only has the audio on it from one of us.
Right.
So my video file has my microphone, and her video file has her microphone. So the Zoom is the reference point for the conversation back and forth. So
Right.
That takes a lot of editing.
Yeah,
it does.
He lines it up. He's got it in 3 layers. He lines them up.
Because with this program, it
does it automatically.
It does it automatically, and it like right now each one of them is recording to your own device, and then it combines them all and gives them to me separate audio files.
Oh.
So you don't have to
edit it right in this platform.
Right in this platform, here. I mean, you could take it somewhere else, but it's so easy because you can also edit it using just the transcript as well.
Right. Okay.
So it could go. You could use the video or the transcript. And
that's
all
pretty
that
neat.
Stuff. So
makes it easy for her to scan and cut out the stuff that we
that you want to cut out.
Yeah. I
should not be sharing.
I can search for a term, so I know I start every single thing with welcome back, right? So I know if there's like half an hour, sometimes we'll talk for like half an hour, 45 minutes before we even start. Right. I'll just type in the search bar welcome back, and it takes me right to that point in the video, and I can just cut everything before.
Got it. So here's what, when I record my solo podcast, if I make a mistake or I want to do something over because I'm like, oh, actually I should have said this. I shouldn't have said it that way. I should say it this way. I do this. You wave your cat, do that. And you have to do it for a few minutes because when you're scrubbing through, you will hit the point where there has to be an edit.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Money, baby.
Here,
hot tip for you.
I don't know if it happens down there, but there's a clip thing down here where I can click mark.
It's a mark clip, yeah.
Oh, you mark it as you go.
I can just do it as I go. Lately, I've been completely forgetting about that.
Yeah.
But
that, when I'm recording even tutorials, I put this up and I was like, oh, I want to make it, I want to do that again. Let me just, and then I just wave my hand. Because then I can just go fast and I don't have to listen to the whole thing.
You can scrub right through it.
That's a really good idea.
It's a good
just for
takeaway.
filming content because sometimes these ladies can attest. I'm going to take at least 10 minutes bumbling over myself before I even get to where I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
So now you can wave your hand when you get to where you're going.
Right.
Yeah.
Now I'd be like,
it'll
just be like this and this.
The whole video.
We actually have a skit we have to re-record. There's going to be a lot of hand waving when we do.
Yeah. There will either be hand waves or finger waves.
Oh my God. Listen,
Look at Margaret.
The main thing is I want you to learn something today. At least that you can walk away from this with something.
So, the Socialize podcast, that covers all the social media trends, right?
Yes.
What recent trend has surprised you and why? Forgetting the Nicki Minaj one.
Other than the Nicki Minaj one.
Yeah.
I want to say one that we haven't talked about because the bacon avocado one kind of threw me for a loop. I was like, what the hell is it? But we talked about that one already. So let me think. What's another trend that surprised me? Oh, nothing surprises me on social media anymore. It would take a real lot.
Well, you know what? What gets me now is so much of the AI. And the AI taking over everything. What's surprising me is how quickly it's coming along. And there are some that I'm like, is this real? I know. I can't tell if this is real
I
yet.
do wonder. Oh my God, Margaret, I'm like blanking out. So I might have to scroll for a minute. Talk amongst yourselves because
we have stumped.
You
the
stumped the
guru.
mothership. You should have prepared me for that one. Let me see. What's a crazy trend that I've seen here in my life? Let's see. I'm blanking. I'm blanking. I guess
I can
it
tell
would
you.
be. Go ahead. No, go
I was
ahead.
going to say one trend that I think I would like to see go away is the reaction videos, where it's just like one person recording themselves reacting to someone else's video.
Oh,
It's just
God.
like,
Yeah, those stink. Like in general, I think duets are boring, and I don't do them much, to be honest.
Or just
And
the duets where somebody's just laughing the whole
just
time.
like
yeah, exactly. That's
okay.
what I mean.
And
Like,
I really don't like when someone's banking on like laughing, and I just feel like it's unfair because
Right.
the creator that did the video, now you're just hopping on that and you're just
Right,
in front
exactly.
pointing. I feel like that's cheating. I don't love that.
Some reaction
think-
videos are really good. Like there's that, I don't know, I want to say he's British, but he adds a lot. Like he talks through the whole entire thing and he questions everything. That's, something like that, different. But if you're just
Yeah,
laughing
that's
the whole
different.
time, that's...
Yeah, if someone's
Yeah.
adding something to it or making
Right.
a point, But there's one creator and she's funny, but she's got a funny laugh, but all she does is like read the comments and laugh, and I'm like, okay.
oh yeah.
I like to just read the comments myself and laugh. I don't need you
Right.
to point, laugh.
What I do when I see something like that is I just go to the original video and I scroll
Yep.
through the comments
Yeah,
myself.
I like to do that
because-
too. One of the things that was trending hard for a while, I never got into. I'd love to know what you guys. But the whole Risa Tisa thing. Did you follow that whole story and listen to all her
Risa
who
Tisa.
the okay? So that one,
Yeah.
I'm not a big I don't get invested in the drama, so that one didn't appeal to me. Another one that's kind of hit hard is that We Do Not Care Club, and here's what I don't like about that, because I love the We Do Not Care Club,
Yes.
funniest thing I've ever watched.
Yes,
she's
that was
brilliant.
hilarious. Mm-hmm.
What I didn't like is I don't like when people jump on someone's thing,
Right.
and then
Yeah.
it just bothers me. It even bothered me when I saw some quasi celebrities that I won't even name because I don't need to go down that path. But they were like, "Oh, we're in the New York chapter of the We Do." All right, leave the woman alone. She's doing her
Yeah.
thing. Now you have a celebrity audience,
Right.
So now I don't think that's right.
You've
I
already
don't-
got a built-in audience, and now you're
I don't
taking
like
the
that.
little audience that she
Yeah,
had.
leave the woman be. And she's doing really good brand deals right now, and she's very funny.
Oh,
Do you know
good.
that she has like, okay, you don't have to edit this out, but it's like the vaginal lubricant type of thing that she's doing. Oh, called Replens. I couldn't think of the name of it. She's got a sponsorship with Replens about like vaginal lubricant
I've
for
seen
people.
that.
For perimenopause,
She's-
right?
And it's very good. Like
That's
her content is very
hilarious.
good considering it's sponsored. And it's really hard for a person who's very authentic to have to gear into how do you do sponsorships and keep them authentic. To be honest, that I think is to see someone do it well, I will applaud her. She did that so well. Bravo to her for that. Let's give it to her. That's
Yeah.
why she deserves it.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't like the people that hopped on it.
So you're a new grandma, right? How has that role inspired or changed your content, or have you shifted your perspective or anything?
I
like
was
that?
worried about that in the beginning because I was like, there's a couple of things about this. Do you know that I didn't like being called a grandfluencer, right? There was I was on the news and there was the piece like, oh, these grandfluencers, these old folks are really blah, 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 blah. And the dialogue on these news channels, as much as I went with it because I'm like, all right, I'll just do it because it's the news and I'll get some credibility. But it was always like, these old folks are really killing it on social media. I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
well, you don't have to call us old folks. Like, I don't know. And a couple of them
I feel
were
called out.
a couple of them. There was like other people in the piece were my parents' age, which are like that's the 80s. That's
Yeah.
I'm the 60s. I'm not 80.
Yeah.
So it was a little insulting because the woman who said that on the news thing, she was actually older than me. She's 65, and she was like, "These old folks are really killing it on social media." And the first shot is me running along the West Side Highway. I'm like, I don't think I'm an old folk if I'm jogging on the West Side Highway. But anyway, I digress. So I didn't like that at all. And then they were always calling me a grandfluencer. And I said, you know what? That is like rude because what if I wasn't a grandparent? And at the time, I
Right.
wasn't. And I
Right.
said, that's like lumping everybody in to a thing that maybe that would be insulting to me. And what if my dad was never going to be a grandparent? That could be hurtful to me. So I didn't like that at all. But now that I am actually a grandparent, a couple of things are at play. Number one, I don't want to shift my content and it's all about me being a grandmother now. Because one thing I will say influencers have done is this happens and all of a sudden now they're down that path. Well, people were following them for something else.
Right.
And we can talk about the one young girl who lost a lot of weight and then really got a lot of hate because she was always like being celebratory of your body, and now all of a sudden she was like a typical influencer showing off her sexy body, kind of thing. So anyway, that's always tricky to navigate. So I didn't want to suddenly, now my content's going to go this way, but I have the advantage of it's a baby, and that baby is not consenting to being in my videos, no matter even if the parents are. Okay. Right. So I also have 1 million followers, and the odds of creepism in my following is going to be there, whatever the low percentage is. So on TikTok, I think I had one video where I met her and one video where I did like a cute trend, like some funny trend about like having her on my lap. That's it. Like I'm probably not going to ever post another video of her there. Right. On Instagram, I'm a little bit more, because a little bit more, I guess in my stories, I'll put a video. I don't put anything permanent. I'll put a little story because I know my core followers are 300 really nice people that are watching my stories. And that's like mostly friends and family, mostly clients and people that so I feel a little safer over there. And I don't feel like the creepy factor. So I am not changing my content for that. And I think what I've noticed is when I'm spending time with the baby, I'm still thinking about other types of content I can make that don't have to do with the baby, because I don't think that I should turn that. I don't think I have to go down that
I don't
path.
think so either.
I just like what I do, and I don't want that. Just like motherhood didn't make me stop wanting to be a producer. I did my job right through motherhood, and I was still a mom. Right. But I wasn't like meeting people going, hi, I'm a mom and I'm a producer. I would be like, hi, I'm a producer. And yes, I have kids.
Yeah.
I'm a director, but I have kids. I have kids. So that's it. I don't like to be defined by that.
What kind of advice do you have to give creators who are struggling with fear of judgment or like techno anxiety?
Okay, a couple of things. So fear of judgment is trickier because it takes time for you to not care what people think. And even me being on social media since 2020, it took me a few years, number one, not to be a people pleaser and think like, oh, that person said something mean. I'm going to win them over in the comments. Now I'm over that. I don't even need to do that. It also, you have to develop a thick skin over the judgment, because there are people that are going to say things, and there takes time. And I would say, like anything, if you're on a sailboat and you're like rocking in the wind and you're terrified, if you're terrified for 24 hours, you're probably not as terrified after 24 hours of it, because everything becomes normal. The fear becomes normal at that point. So
rip the Band-Aid off.
Yeah, it's like you have to just ride it. So that's the first thing, is you have to accept that you are going to feel it at first, and you just have to push yourself through it and know that eventually this is not going to bother you. But this is my biggest piece of advice. We are all our own main characters. So when I'm walking through the airport and I decide I'm going to do the little trend, I don't care who's watching me. And if they are judging me, poor them that they got nothing better to do. You know what I mean?
That's
so
right.
I literally do. I know people will say, oh, you probably care. I literally do not care. I will, I'll do it like 5 times. I didn't get it right. Let me do it again. Let them watch me do it 5 times. Let them say she's a perfectionist too. Whatever. I don't care what they think. I do not care. And it feels so good. And I think partly it's an age thing. We get to an age where we just really don't care. But it's partly seasoning yourself and doing it. So it becomes practice. So you practice, you're awkward. You do it a little more. I watch my old videos. I sounded awkward. I sounded timid. Now I sound like, my real voice. Yeah. It takes time. It takes, it's like exercise. You work that muscle. That is my advice. Yep. Work the damn muscle. Just
so now, all right, so
do the reps.
When I was watching you and Julie's podcast, and one of the things that you talked about kind of hit home for me. What she said was she doesn't want to post her comedy clips just so that other comedians can follow her, right? She wants actual people who want to book, hey, where are you going to be? I want to come and see you. So I kind of feel the same way. I want people to engage with my videos. I love other soap makers. I, obviously hang out with them every week, but I don't really care if other soap makers follow me. I want real people to follow me who want to buy some really good soap.
Yeah.
So I want people to engage, and I just can't seem to I don't get comments on my videos. Jessie's always responding to comments. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll do some respond to comments videos. And there's no comments.
I have to look at your social media now to give you some guidance, because I think so much of that happens in the first 3 seconds if you're going to get people in the video. Yeah. So that's so crazy.
I have to break out of that bubble audience, and I need to pull new people, but I find that I make the same content over and over again. Here's some of me making soap, and here I am making more soap, and guess what? Here's some more of me making soap. And I don't know how to be like this with the camera.
Right.
It's really
also,
hard.
You
I
have to
think
learn how to. Yeah, go ahead.
that Margaret and I also have like day jobs, right? So it's our brains are in different modes, and then you have to like switch into this content creator mode. It's hard. It's hard for us.
Yeah.
It's hard, and a lot of it is thinking about what are the people watching. What do they want? It's more about the audience versus what you have to share and say. And everybody forgets that. It's such a basic thing. It's a basic thing. But it's the thing that we forget the most, which is the person scrolling, what would make them that want to listen to something? It's something unusual. Like that's something that's like I'm trying to think of some in the soap realm. For example, like, did you know there is one ingredient you should always avoid in soap? Okay, I'm making that up. I have no idea. Is there? But but that would make me go, what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would need to know that. So it's like finding those little things that, like, what's that one thing? And it's also the thing, and the highest metric is sharing. So what's the thing that someone would go, oh, shoot, so-and-so needs to know that, and send it? Because you're most likely opportunity for getting a viral video or getting a lot of views is when someone will send your video to another person. It's higher than getting a comment. It's higher than a like. It's higher than a favorite. It's like the send factor is what kicks off the viral. So I could have a video with 50 comments and 50 sends. Wait, so let me do this opposite. I could have 50 comments and 100 people sending it, or 100 comments and 50 people sending it. You know, you can see the metrics.
Right.
Always the one with the higher sends will always do better. Always.
Okay.
So it's like, what is the thing that you could tell someone that they would have to let someone else know about? And I'm not saying every piece of content should be that. I'm saying that once in a while you have to think in those terms, like, oh gosh, this would be a really good one to say, like, are colored soap, like soaps that have artificial coloring, bad for you? I'm making it up. Like, I don't know what the things are, but you have to be in that industry to know. And then here's a thing that I think everybody knows about soap, and yet no one knows it. Right. So what is that thing?
Okay.
You gotta have some sort of hook.
Right.
Yeah, the hook is the hard thing.
Hook is the hard thing, but it's also, you got to, you know to do the trends, right? You got to do a trend once in a while, because all the things are the things, and then you do one dumb trend, and that's the one that gets the most views. So always the trends have to relate back to your content. So if it's, even if you think, oh, this is a funny trend, I'm gonna do it because my husband never listens to me. No, like, don't do the trend about relate it somehow to
soap.
The soap maker never, or the soap customer never listens to me. Always, because that'll be the one that friggin' hits, and you won't have the right messaging on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
be the main character. First off, that's you. Everybody be your main character. Everybody in the background, they are your background extras. People in the airport, they do not care. They are trying to catch a plane.
That's right.
No. So what is next for Helen Polise?
Oh my gosh. I really want the community to be explosive. I want it to have so much more reach than it has, because I know I can help so many more people. Right. So I think it's almost like the only thing I'm focusing on right now, because the other things, like, yes, I'm doing my day job, and yes, I'm doing the shoots, and I'm actually shooting Sensodyne in September, so I'm going to be doing another shoot. But what stays on my mind more is, okay, what am I going to talk about next week in the meeting? What's going to be our focus for next month in the community? How am I going to teach that lesson better? What do they all need to know? I'm constantly thinking about it. It's constant.
Is that because it's the shiny new thing in your life, or is it because that's what you really feel like?
I think it's because I should have been a teacher. Speaking to the teacher, I think I should have been a teacher. I somewhat have this parallel life. I'm a teacher, because I was a child and my siblings were my students, and I was the oldest, and I would always be the teacher. And I love when I'm sitting with people and they go, you know what? My friends just the other night, I was with my high school friends, and one of them said, can I ask you a quick Instagram question? Literally, I was in a full-on lesson with them in that moment. I was like, and then you know what else you can do? And I'm like, because it's what I love to see people succeed at it when they think they couldn't do it. And that's what drives me. Like, when I see people, there was a woman I met with in the studio the other day who, when you buy an annual right now, you get a one-on-one with me for a half an hour. I was so excited to meet her, because I said, you're gonna be big. Like, I can predict it. I see it. And then I even said to her, in a year, you're gonna have a community like I have right now for wellness. Like, I see it. And so it's like recognizing talent, being able to help people up level. It's just something that's in me that's like exciting. And maybe it is because it's a shiny new thing, but I think it's because I love to teach. I think that's at
so
the
you
core
feel
of it.
like everything
That's
that
awesome.
you've done before kind of prepared you.
Yes,
for
yes,
this.
100%.
Nice.
It's so cool
How do you
when it all
what do you,
works like that.
How do you envision the future of social media education for older creators, and like what role will Socialize play?
Oh, good. I like this. So I do think that what's the shift that we're going to see is people building their own communities versus being on an app. I do think that this is where it's headed, because the apps are so independable, or however the grammatical right way to say that is. Fix that in post, Margaret. Anyway, they just are not secure. Oh, gosh. But
They can go away anytime.
I make up words, but they can go away. And so what happens, I think, is that people are going to start to realize that where are we going to gather? So I had this idea on when Julie and I think we were on a podcast, and I was like, I think I was on TikTok Live, and I said, you know what I should do is I should make like a free part of the community for people to just go see my tutorials. And as soon as I had that idea, I got off the live and I text Julie, I go, we're going to make a free part of the community, blah, blah, blah. So we have 500 people in it already. And I literally just thought of it and put it in a link. I think I put it in my Stan store on my links, and I moved the TikTok course into it. And so now when people go to the TikTok course, they're going into the free part of the community. So this is so fun. They can watch the TikTok course and they can do they can see tutorials, but they can search by keyword. So if you're looking for something on my page, like, I know she used to teach that one about how to make a loop video, in the free space, you can type in loop and then it brings the tutorial. So you can search. So I was really excited about it. I'm like, I think the future is going to be creators building communities that are
I didn't realize there was
curating their own community. That's where I think it's headed. With social media being like, yeah, it'll be there. It's going to be more for advertisers. Will be small business driven. But even you guys could build a community for, soap makers or whatever that community. Really, and you don't even have to have a paid one. It can be a free community until you decide you want to make a paid community.
Interesting.
I love it. I think it's the way.
So, do you guys have any questions? Because I have a little this
any
or
questions?
that.
Let's go. Margaret,
So many.
Monopolize the questions.
I do. I tend to monopolize a lot.
I love it.
She prepares and we just come and wing it. That's basically what happens.
Yeah. I wing everything in life.
Well, you need one person in the group that does that. You need the trip planner.
Yep.
And then you need the party girls to come.
I know.
Exactly.
I know. Listen, I feel bad. I felt bad in the beginning because like Margaret's doing all like the editing and she's like coming up with all these show notes but then I realized that's just her. Like if she didn't have that control, she'd be like,
yeah. I want to read it first.
That
She'd have to check
totally
it.
her wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was something recently I was talking about something recently, and I said something, and she thought I meant to like take control of the entire episode or something like that, and she was like, "I might throw up." It's like one little thing. That's all I meant.
That's so
It's
funny.
like, no, Margaret, just this one little like thing we've got to film and put on the socials.
It is. Honestly, I feel like I'm not an idea person. If you give me an idea, I can run with it and do fantastic things with it, but I'm not very original and I'm not very creative. So if you take away my organization, then I feel like, what do I have to offer?
Right.
This is what I have to offer. I can do this.
So let me
So
ask you guys
we joke
a
that's what
question.
makes
How's
this
that?
work. Yeah, we joke that's what makes this work is that she organizes and then we just come and
You just show
go
up.
with it. We go with it.
Good. It's good.
Yeah.
We add to it.
We just roll with it.
Right.
So how do you guys, number one, how do you guys get your sponsorships? And number two, where do you see the podcast going? You can answer in any order.
We have our first sponsorship now that we're just working on. Mm-hmm. We're hoping that the results of this sponsorship will help to open the door to more.
Great.
Right.
And I think also, like I've been communicating with other companies about questions, and then like, hey, do you have someone that might want to come on and talk about this particular topic or something? And I think that also just kind of gets us exposure.
Right.
Not only because it helps the community that listens, but it also makes these people aware that we're out there.
Yeah.
Right.
That's smart.
So,
well, this is going to be interesting to see how Margaret edits this with 4 people on the screen. I can't wait to see the social posts.
Well, it just comes up with the 4 people.
Oh,
and
it
then,
does?
Yeah.
I thought you
and
thought
then,
of that.
No, I can actually, I just click a button. It'll go for it'll go either landscape or 9:16. It just does it on its own. Okay. But I also have the power to choose like the layout for certain things, like where whoever is doing the speaking, they pop front and center.
Things
like that.
That's like kind of like Zoom, like you can do.
Yeah.
Kind
of like that.
Okay.
So
I don't know.
As like
anybody else want to answer about where you think you're headed with this?
I think we have potential to really do well here. We're trying to go beyond the soap community, makers in general, and small business owners in general. That's why we're kind of diversifying and going out. But I think we have the recipe to do well.
Well, there's so many podcasts, and there's not like a whole bunch of podcasts in the soap making and small business community, but there's a few. And this is gonna sound very judgmental, but a lot of them sound like they got a stick shoved right up their butt. They're just bland. They have no seasoning on them whatsoever.
Okay, that's very visual. I like it.
That's Jessie for you.
I also feel like, because I did a lot of searching for soap podcasts beforehand.
Oh, right.
And, before we even started, I'm like, what if there's 50 of them out there? And, not that makes a difference, because you go down the bread aisle and there's, all those different kinds of breads. It makes it a difference. But most of the ones that I've seen are just one person.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like the fact that there are 3 of us, I'm holding up 4 fingers. There's 3 of us, and our personalities are just so different that we play off each other pretty well, and there's something for everyone to listen to.
Yeah.
And I know, like, your podcasts, one of them has like 85 episodes, and the other one's like 135 episodes. And like in the beginning, like, we did the research, and most podcasts don't make it past 10 episodes. The fact that this is only 35 for us, but we, the fact that we're sticking to it kind of has promise.
Says a lot. That says a lot. And it's good.
What?
And the thing is, you have to have patience, too, because sometimes it takes a while for the thing to get traction. I don't pay enough attention to the to either of the podcasts, because I'm so going with the studio, and I got my day job, and I'm like, like, how many things can a person pay attention to? But I power it out, and I feel like, the day will come where I'll lean on that more, and I'll really pay more attention to it. But I started doing, I don't know if you listened to the Socialized one, but I started doing unsponsored by segments, because I want to start practicing talking about products without the obligation of talking about products.
Yes, I saw the unsponsored
fun thing. It is
you were talking about all the different tripods.
Unsponsored segment.
Yeah.
I like that.
I know. Yeah. I like it. It's just like, that way people know you're getting the real truth. I'm not getting paid to say any of this. Like, let's hear about it. And that has actually helped my viewership. There's people that are now coming just to hear the things I'm talking about, which has nothing to do with social media. But I just thought it was funny, because to me it is connected, because it's like on social media where there's so many influencers trying to promote things. And I'm actually just going to tell you the truth, and this is not promoted at all. So, but our platform, Beehive, where we do the newsletter, that's built in, has sponsorship. So every week the newsletter is actually sponsored, but it's because it's in platform, and it like just says this person is asking to sponsor your newsletter. You click yes, and you get paid for how many people click on the ad or view the newsletter or whatever. So that's pretty cool. There's no work involved. Cool. Yeah, no work involved.
Wow,
that's the kind of thing I like.
So it's not like a MailChimp kind of a thing. It's Beehive.
It's called Beehive. Beehiiv. So it's spelled with, instead of HIVE, it's HIIV. But that's a newsletter platform where, if you have enough traction on your newsletter, after a while, you will get offers for people who want to run ads from other Beehive company. Other newsletters will want to sponsor, or people come into. So they feed you sponsorships. It's really like that was Julie's call to go into use that platform instead of MailChimp.
Oh, nice.
And that has really paid off, because we get it looks good too. We get ads in the newsletter every week.
Yeah.
Right. And that might be good for like
it really looks
down the road
legitimate.
when we get big enough to have a newsletter for our podcast. It'd be good to have something like that.
Listen, all you have to do is to use AI, transcribe your podcast, tell AI to make it into a newsletter, and you got a newsletter every week, whatever. Oh. Don't overthink it.
That's freaking cool.
Look, did you just see Margaret's face just now? She's like, oh.
She's writing it down.
I wanna see AI transcribe what I'm saying. Though.
Well, being
Because most of the time it goofs up.
it does. But while I'm editing, so most of the time I don't watch the video. I read the words just to see what ridiculous things that the
they're gonna
transcript is
transcribe.
going to come from her, from whatever she's saying. So I do a lot of fixing.
I should invent
post.
an AI translator that translates redneck.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so funny.
That would be his.
Just kidding. Everybody wave.
Woo! I have
You're gonna remember a lot of things about this episode.
Yeah, I have a this or that Helen edition.
Oh God. Let's
Now,
go.
this or that, I have just 10 little scenarios, and I'm going to give you, I'm going to quickly just give a this or that, and you tell me which one you would prefer.
Okay.
It's stress-free.
Yeah. TikTok or Instagram Reels?
A TikTok.
Ladies, TikTok.
Oh,
TikTok.
all day long.
TikTok all day.
Editing in bed at midnight or editing at your desk in the morning?
In bed at midnight. No question.
Yeah, in bed.
I edit. Well, y'all know I'm a morning person.
Oh.
I edit in my recliner, drinking coffee in the morning.
In the morning
There you
for
go.
me, too.
Yeah. Me, it's
Stop.
2 a.m. in bed. It's like I'm
Yeah.
up late. Okay.
Ooh, stop motion or transitions?
Transitions.
Probably transitions. I haven't done a stop motion yet. I need to.
I've done both. I actually saw Helen's stop motion thing, and I did a stop motion video, and it done pretty good.
Good.
But I like the transitions.
Yeah,
Me
I
too.
think the transitions are just a lot quicker to do than the stop motion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they look
there's a
so
lot that
impressive.
goes into the
They
stop
look so
motion.
impressive.
Yeah.
Also, stop motion's very to me, it's very product driven, and my content's more people driven. So,
Right.
to me, yeah.
Filming indoors with perfect lighting or filming outside with natural vibes?
Outside.
I knew you were going to say that. You're always
Indoors.
outside.
I hate lights. I had to come into this room because I knew it would get dark while we were talking. So, and I have the light. I'm like, no.
I mean, I like to do outside, but I mean, all of my if I film something that's not soap related, I get no views.
Oh.
So
Well,
You
the
just
other
can't
thing
make
too
stuff
is if
outside.
you go outside, you're going to be very shiny very quickly down in Mississippi.
very
Right,
shiny, very
damn.
quickly,
Yeah. Oh,
very
gosh.
quickly.
Coffee before creating or coffee after?
Tea.
Before.
Sorry.
I'm a tea person myself.
I don't drink coffee. So,
Okay, caffeine before or after. They would just say
let's
that.
see. Tea. Yeah, I'll say tea before or tea. I guess tea before creating. Definitely. I'm not a morning person, so I better get something going.
Scripted content or totally off the cuff?
Totally off the cuff. So much better.
I'm more off the cuff too, yeah.
Yeah, but I need an outline.
You need. Oh my God! Of course you do. But the thing is, that makes perfect sense.
I need to know where I'm
Perfect sense.
going, otherwise I just ramble forever.
Oh, it's okay. Perfectly go.
All right, we're in New York now. Bagel or pizza?
Oh my God! Pizza.
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 Margaret actually sent me a care package from New York because bagels down here you can get at Walmart.
Oh yeah,
And
no.
that's it. That's it.
not.
You know.
That's not happening.
She sent me.
You are spoiled
real
now.
Oh, look at here. I didn't even have. I had 0 cream cheese. I put butter on them, and
You
I was
had-
like, "Oh, these are awesome,
Dreamy. Yes.
Right.
fantastic." So I'm gonna say bagel. 'Cause
Okay, go for it.
I have no. I have no. You can't get New York style pizza down
Yeah.
here.
Posting daily or posting when you feel inspired?
Well, daily because I feel inspired every day.
I've been lately. It's just been inspired, and I haven't been very good.
I mean, I do both. I try to film. I try to post every day. And like a couple of days ago, my mom was here boxing up soap, and I was checking my inventory, and I was buzzing around the shop, and I had an idea for a video.
Good for
So
you.
I stopped right then, and I mean, so it's
Good.
it's controlled chaos around here.
That sounds about right for you, I think.
Helen's got me nailed
I got
already.
It doesn't take much. Filming solo or filming with others?
Okay. I have to go with solo because I struggle getting people to even rise to my energy. You know, I did a video with these women. I'm like, all right, we're going to make this TikTok. I gave them direction and they like barely, I'm like, yeah. And somebody wrote in the comments that none of them match your energy. I'm like, I tried.
I would love to film with others. Nobody wants to film with me.
Yeah, that's always the case.
Except for the kids at school, and I can't film with them. So.
Oh no, you're not allowed.
You know what I think it is I think people don't realize that like when you get on camera, you have to be a little what you think is over the top.
Yeah,
like,
it's okay.
You really do.
You think you're being ridiculous, and people are like,
you
"Oh yeah,
still got
cool."
You got to take
yeah,
it.
No, they have no idea the level of ridiculous.
You got to take the animation above the top.
That's right.
All right, and so now, this one really only applies to Helen so far, but for a grandma name, do you want a classic like Nana or something unique like Glamma?
Okay, no, unique. And mine is Muthership plus Helen equals Melon. And the reason I chose Melon is because my dad used to call me Helen the Melon when I was a kid. And so he passed away a month before the baby. So I feel like it all came to fruition. And so it's Melon or it'll be Melly or whatever. And it's a very weird thing that happened yesterday because I went to see the baby 2 days ago. So I went to CVS. I'm like, I'm going to bring something. You know, this baby is 8 weeks old. I don't need to bring anything. But there was stuffed animals on this little thing. And one of them I said, oh, this one's black and white. She'll probably like that because the color is black and white for babies. But then one below was gray and it had blue eyes. And I said, you know, I'm going to take the blue-eyed one because she has blue eyes. I did not realize till I got there and said, oh, this thing probably has a name. And it was Melly. Like, what are they freaking on? It was on the tag. I swear I did not. And I said, this is destiny. So, yeah. So it's definitely Melly, but that's it for my grandma name.
Well, my mom, when my older brother was having a kid, she was like, I am not going to be a grandma. Now, in my family, everybody has a nickname. I'm Fuzzy, which is why we have Warm and Fuzzy Soapery.
Oh.
And my mother was always Queenie, right? So now for the kids, she's Queen Ma.
Oh, that's cute.
And that's just how it's been. So
that's so cute. I love that. Yeah, I always think of grandma reminds me of my mother and my grandmother. So I just feel that I'm a very different person at this age than they were at this age.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel comfortable. It's also all the whole thing with the grandfluencer. All the things kind of just came into it, and I'm like, no, I'm shifting it up.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like it. It's cute.
It is cute.
It's definitely, it fits. It fits.
I think so.
All right. Helen, thank you so much for joining us today. You've shared so many gems about creating with authenticity, staying resilient, finding ways to truly connect with your audience. If you want to learn more from Helen, follow her on TikTok and Instagram at The Muthership. Check out her website at hellosocialize.com, and definitely tune into her podcasts, Yours Truly with Helen and Julie, and the Socialize podcast. And as always, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure you like, share, and leave us a comment. And not just say hi, we want to talk to you. Tell us what your biggest takeaway was from today's conversation. Thanks for hanging out with us today, and hopefully you've gotten some great tips on how to get yourself out there and creating. Stay dirty, heifers.
Bye. Thanks for having me. That was so much fun.